Hello, family, friends, and fans. I'm Fletcher Roden, and this is Fletch Me Anything. It's a special 1 week run of the show where I talk about just about anything. Today, it's AI. Hmm. Well, it's controversial, of course. Um, you know, I'm all over the place on this one, to tell you the truth. I will it be the end of humanity? It could be. That's not going to happen very soon, but it could be that this thing rises up and kills us. Could be. Uh, is it the death of art? You know, on the one hand, I think it is, but on the one hand, I'm not sure. So, for example, like I'm a songwriter. Okay, so I spent years learning how to do this, learning how to play instruments, so that I could develop my songwriting and bring it to people, record it, perform it. So I learned how to be a good musician. I spent years and a lot of my father's money learning how to play guitar and going to Berklee College of Music and all that. And I have a new album coming out this year, and it's really good. And it it's not just your average songwriting stuff. There's expansive arrangements and new tricks and things I tried to bring to songwriting that aren't just standard. So the idea of you just typing up some lyrics, uploading them into a website, and then in 3.5 minutes, your song is created with, you know, a full band arrangement and some professional sounding voice that once belonged to a human being and now is just in the program. It's cheating. I put all this time and effort and energy, and then you just go to a website, songsforyou.com, and it comes out a thing. First of all, it's not going to be good. It's going to be standard issue. Anybody who knows how to write a song could write one of those songs. Why don't you just learn the guitar? And then you can decide for yourself how the songs go instead of hoping the computer, which is going to regurgitate only the standard issue chord progressions, only the standard issue lyrics, maybe the lyrics you wrote, or maybe you just type in song about heartbreak in a country western style and it just tells you what the lyrics are. It's not songwriting. It might be song creation, but it's not songwriting. It's not. If it were songwriting, you'd have a guitar in your hand or a piano in front of you or something, because you would have learned how to use one of those instruments, they're tools, in order to create something, a work of art. Or even just a crap pop song is still a work of art. It may not be a good work of art, but it's still art and it's still a work. And at least you made it. If a computer makes it, is it art? I'd say art is dependent on the intention of the creator to communicate. And I don't think the computer has the capability of intent. I think only the human does. So the human can tap in into the computer, give me a song about heartbreak in a country western style. And by the way, they're all about that. Um, and it just comes out. Is that art or is it, or I would say not. My impulse would be that people are going to stop learning music. They're going to stop learning theory. They're going to stop learning how to play guitar or piano. They're just going to only do it this way. And that's not music. It's not because the creator, the human being, isn't really communicating. There's no, not really. Just, I mean, you could say, well, I'm communicating my, heartbreak. I'm writing the word heartbreak, but there's no craft to it. See, you might have the intent, but you don't have the craft. Another element of art is mastery of the craft. And if you master it at 6, like Mozart did, or if you master it never, at least you're trying. and your art will be as good as your mastery of your craft. And there's no mastery of craft if you're typing into a computer. But like I'm a songwriter, so I say that as a songwriter. I'm also a writer and a script writer. I've written plays. I've written uh, novels and novellas, things of that sort. So what if I take a screenplay that I wrote and uploaded it? And you can't do this now, but you will be able to soon. What if I took a screenplay, uploaded it, and it created a movie based on my screenplay? All of my dialogue, all of my actions as they are specified in the screenplay, my transitions, the characters I developed, they do the things I want them to do, they say the things I want them to say. But, it's AI generated, so the characters aren't human beings. They're generated. But they're generated based on my screenplay. And it is exactly what I wrote in my screenplay. How is that not art? Is it art then? If I specify what they do and what they say and how they do it, and the computer just generates it using artificial intelligence. But I'm not saying give me a movie about Marlon Brando and Wally Cox sharing a conversation a year after Cox's death, 1974. The location, Marlon Brando's home in the Hollywood Hills. A one room, you know. If I just type that in and they give me a 90-minute movie, then I consider it not art. But if I put in the screenplay, and you will be able to do this, you can't do it now, but you will be able to do it soon, where you can just upload your screenplay, make a few specifics about the characters, and boom, you get your movie. Is that not art? Because it's the screenplay that's written with the intent to communicate by the creator, by me, the artist. I have all the art that goes into a screenplay, which is character development, uh, sets, not exact specific sets, but do I have to actually create a set of Marlon Brando's den circa 1974 in order for my artistic intent to come out? So I don't know. The thing is, it's easier to write a song than to write a movie. And right now we can do songs. Type in, I want, I want lyrics to mention the Jersey Shore and places in New Jersey because it's a love song about New Jersey. And it's called Patterson. Okay? Then you can get a song out of that. And in the style of Bruce Springsteen. And the computer will give you a song, not art. But what if you put in all your lyrics written exactly right and all the chord changes written exactly what you want? Then is it art? It's not you playing the guitar. It's not you having learned the guitar, but obviously you've learned something about chord changes. So there's craft, there's some mastery of craft there, some, if you know what key you want it in and you want it to modulate into another key at a certain point. That's written out. That's instructional. That's like sheet music almost. So why isn't that art? I don't know. I think the difference is how much you put into it. But then the question is, if it's only a matter of how much, then one person's idea of art is, hey, I wrote a paragraph. I thought of the idea of a New Jersey style love song called Patterson that would mention parts of New Jersey in it. I thought of that. And I told so isn't that art? I'd say, well, no, that's an idea. You got to have mastery of craft. Did you call the chord changes? Did you write the melody uh, in notation on a grand staff with a treble clef, let's say, written it out, or did you just give them the chords and no melody? Because melody is what you can steal or not steal in a plagiarism lawsuit. It's not about the chord changes. You can't copyright a chord change. You can only copyright a melody. And the melody has to, it's about intervals. And the intervals have to match. The notes don't have to match because they could be different keys. But if the intervals are the same between the notes, then you plagiarized. So, do you have to specify then to the software, I need these intervals, I need this melody? And if you did, but you just, let's say you lost control of your arms and legs, and you're in a wheelchair, but you can give vocal commands to the computer, but you can't play the guitar, you can't play the piano. Is it? But you still wrote a song, and it goes like this, and you hum it to the computer. Then it's is it not art? Is it not creating just using a different tool? It's a hard call. It's a hard call. It's going to be a matter of degree. It's going to be how much did you put into it and how much did the computer put into it. But that is, once it becomes a matter of degree, then it's anybody's opinion what's art and what's not. And then two lines tapped into a computer becomes a song. And that's not art. Or is it? I don't know. You tell me. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Oh, something else about AI. It ain't cheap. Okay? Don't think you're going to spend $40 a month subscription to Artlist and then just make your movie or make your album for nothing. 40 bucks gets you in the door. You still got to buy the drinks, right? So the way you do this, if you don't know, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that but I researched it. You go into these platforms where you can get like Artlist or one of those, or you just go specifically to the provider and you get just the software you're subscribing to for whatever it is, 20 bucks a month, 30 bucks. Maybe if you go to Artlist, it's 40 or 50 or 60, depending on the access you get to the various AI softwares that they include for your entry price of 40 bucks a month. But then if you make a 2-minute video, you got to pay for that video. And the way you do it is you buy tokens because they can't take US dollars apparently. So you buy these cyber tokens or credits. The way you'd gamble online is, I believe, the same. And then you spend these credits on your content that you're generating. A 40 bucks subscription a month does not mean you can make a movie for 40 bucks a month. You're paying for every second of that content that you're generating, and it can run like $200 to $400 a minute or more per minute. So if you're making, like at one point I was going to make a feature film. I'm working on a different animated project, but it's not AI, it's CG. So I'm the one controlling where the characters go and what they do. I'm just, the computer is helping me to generate the frames. But it's CG, not AI. With AI, you might wind up with a character who's got 6 fingers all of a sudden, or they reach through the door into the refrigerator to get the bottle of milk. And you got to pay for that to the tune of like 200 bucks a minute. Now keep in mind, a minute is a long bit of video. Most people only watch videos for the first 10 seconds. But if you're making a movie or something else of any length, that's a lot of money. You're not getting a bargain with AI. And it may not even be that good. And also, let's face it, people are keen and they get what AI looks like now. We already know when it's fake. You can already tell. You can see how the lip syncing doesn't quite match up. You can tell. You can see AI slop a mile away. Just like now you can see lame CG animation in things like Land of the Lost, the movie Land of the Lost with Will Ferrell. It had terrible CG dinosaurs, you know? And it was just so obvious that it was CG because everyone could tell by then. And by now, we can all see those fake beetle, clips on YouTube John Lennon and George Harrison bickering with each other, playing a song that is totally AI Beatles. The you know AI is not that effective. You could make a whole movie with AI, and people are going to know instantaneously it's AI, and they're not going to buy it. I think people would prefer classic 2D animation, which is the route I'm going, than Pixar style 3D or than AI, where it's meant to be realistic. So I don't even think it works, frankly, at least not yet. But in 5 years, when you can upload your screenplay and in, $10,000 and 2 days, you download your movie. I mean, you might spend that 10 grand to find out that people are reaching through the refrigerator to get the milk. So I don't think it's the future of of art. I hope it's not. I think it's the death knell of art if it's art. If it is the future of anything with art, it's the end of art. But logically, you got to ask, if I'm using Moho to animate a certain thing, I am the one putting in the intent. I'm the one communicating. It's just like a fancy guitar, only it's a computer. And instead of strumming it, I'm clicking the keys. And instead of putting a song together one part at a time, I'm putting a movie together one thing at a time. It's it's still a tool that the artist uses. But where do we draw the line between a tool the artist uses and the artist becoming a tool? That's my question to you. So put your answer in the comment section. I'll answer in like kind. And thanks for watching. Tune in again. We've got one more of these in this special week long run of Fletch Me Anything. I'm Fletch. This is Fletch Me Anything. Tune in again. And until then, bye, nerds.